Greetings and God bless. I just wanted to kind of debrief about uh, this lab that's being that's kind of, I don't know if it's definitely being built in Fort Collins or if there's still permitting that has to happen. But apparently, the university is planning this. It appears to be, so it's NIH funded. It's some type of lab that's studying what we have been hearing about the past couple of years, from what I understand. And basically, the impression I got from observing the meeting at the city council is the university is going to build whatever they want to build, and they're just being nice to even let the community know that they're doing this structure that's going to have these um, things that we have been afraid of the past couple of years. And the person that they had is the first kind of, it seems like a strategy to me. So the lady had this British accent, which I think is the subconscious thing. Well, this British lady must know better than us stupid Americans, than us troglodyte, uncivilized barbarians like that. And she didn't have a presentation. Like, they're talking about a lab that people were concerned about, and they didn't really have any, like, the person wasn't, um just didn't have a whole lot of initial information, and I don't know if it's what, if it's the same type of labs that we've been hearing about in Wuhan, that we've been hearing about in that place where's more. Um, but this is 2022. I don't know if you've noticed, but even Fortune 500 companies are not optimizing their deliverables. Like, they are like, very few places are actually doing their job well. And I don't think having something that appears that it could be a bioweapon, um, because incompetence is the norm. Negligence is the norm. Abuse is the norm. And to have something so risky, it just seems questionable to me. And somebody pointed out that the nearest lab of a similar caliber is the one in, I believe, is the one they were saying, the one in Montana. And that is, I used to live near there. And um, the doctor that Lyme disease is named after, Bergdorferi, he worked at the Rocky Mountain Lab for 40 years. He released hard shell ticks to Montana. And to this day, no doctors admit that there's Lyme disease in Montana, even though the guy who uh, was an expert in this. Like, he was a bioweapons expert. He was in Plum Island. He released hard shelled ticks to Montana. They were not endemic. Folks, like, please stop being so naive. Please, please. Um, and the nice people they send to the meetings, the experts they send, maybe don't know the nefarious plans that the higher ups, or maybe they do know, and they're just like, I want to pay for my house and I want to live the American dream, even though it's going to kill, whatever. So, I mean, I think we need to get more information, and who knows, maybe technicalities won't allow something to be built. already, like it was sad to hear because a number of residents that are like that live across from currently existing buildings are saying there's so much sound, there's so much ambient noise, industrial noise from the original buildings, and that the university is ignoring those homeowners. And constant noise it's air, it's a type of pollution, it's a type of um, toxic assault. You know, it's a type of physical assault when you can't relax when you're trying to sleep at night, and that the university hasn't done anything. You know, all the university needs to do is hire somebody who's an expert in dealing with these type of fans, these type of mechanisms, and make an adjustment and do maintenance. That's probably what 50, you know, maybe $150 to get an expert in to look at those devices. But the university doesn't care. Like that's the thing. That's the mentality of 2022 in America or in the world. Like there's no accountability, there's no honor, there's no integrity because people do not have a relationship with God. They think that um, I don't even know if they enjoy torturing people, uh, or maybe they're trying to actually drive out. They want, you know, to torture the people who actually own houses. So let's say they make those people leave, right, and then they buy the houses. So this may be a deliberate ploy to drive current homeowners away, so that the university can buy up those houses and expand their campus. But regardless of possible nefarious things or not, I'm just chatting. I'm just, you know, sharing an opinion here. But uh, so the university isn't taking care of the current issue, and it's a milder issue. Like just hey, reduce the sound from your mechanisms. But they haven't been doing it. They haven't been doing it for years, and they haven't been doing it even though there's multiple residents in the area that have complained. So then we add something like a lab that's dealing, and I mean one of the things that was really ridiculous, the lady's like, and this is going to be about science, real silent science. This is like NIH. Okay, and I know some like pro like medicine people are like, the NIH is serious, even though, you know, we have to just give so and so a break because we just do. I mean, and that's what I saw at this city meeting. Like these people came, they didn't have a presentation. They were like, "Oh, I don't have a presentation. Oh, I don't remember the questions." Like they never heard of pen and paper. They never heard about like taking notes. Like like these are professionals. These are paid experts to come and speak before a city, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have a presentation. Oh, I can't remember your questions." I mean, I understand it's difficult to do public speaking, especially when you know, there's something at stake, but bring an assistant. I mean, it just boggles my mind. These are adults and they're acting like stoner high school students. And these are like professionals who are dealing with the new waste water power plant and a new bioweapons lab. And people are like, yeah, I didn't bring my homework. I can't remember what you're talking to me about. I mean, like, and these are the people like, so we're going to be drinking this wastewater, and we're going to be breathing the air of this bioweapons lab. And those guys, those people, they're going to be taking their families to a trip to around the world, to Bali, have their second home and wherever, and leave us to deal with the mess. Um, it seems like it's possible. And the thing is, people are assuming, oh, you know, everybody. The people assume everybody's going to behave, and then people assume when folks when a a lab is leaking, people are assuming somebody's going to do anything about it. So much of the time there is no accountability, there's no transparency, there's no accountability, and only when there's only accountability when it serves it serves like the agenda's best interest. When it serves the media's interest or when it serves the city's interest, very, very rarely, I would say 1% of the time, does any accountability really represent the average person, ordinary Joe. Um, like it's only when it's going to make somebody money, give somebody power, that there's accountability and transparency. And yes, I know once in a while, you know, something actually does work out. This once in a while. So we cannot assume, oh well, this lab built and if there's a problem, they'll work it out. No, no, that's not gonna happen. We are devolving as a country, and I definitely I love big business. I love commerce. I really support it. I think it's good to keep growing and building, but I do think it's bad to play with fire. And folks do not understand what's happened the past couple of years, and the folks who are claiming to be doing science, claiming to do real science, they're not. They're doing a religion. They're doing a cult. They're doing like a mental I don't know, like a mental hypnosis thing. They're not doing, let's weigh this and let's measure that and let's get an actual photograph rather than a CGI, because that's the thing that we've had the past couple of years. It's a CGI. Let's get the actual sample. Like let's get us a microscope and let's get a slide and put that thing, and you'll see. You're gonna see little parasites. You're gonna see little microphages or whatever. But no, has anybody done that? No, no, no. They're done weird DNA sequencing that goes into a computer that's been, instead of being run at 25 cycles, it's been run at 46 cycles. So it's amplifying this DNA that's already found in human people. So, like, if I can go on, like, so when there's a negative DNA test, this utterly ridiculous world, and we need to stop assuming that there's integrity, that there's safety, that people are even cogent. People are on their devices. People are so addicted to their devices. People running nuclear power plants or electrical plants or water, whatever. I mean, it is a miracle that we are not up in flames because everybody's just allowed to do their own thing. Not to mention that people have been oxygen deprived and forced to do certain medical procedures that's interfering with their heart and their cognition, and they're having strokes and whatnot. So it's a miracle that things are actually still kind of functioning. Um, so I like folks, don't bring dangerous stuff into your backyard. And and the thing is, that there were people speaking up. This new structure, if it does get allowed, they're going to be more conscious because they're going to actually do things probably a little bit because there's some squeaky wheels. But when nobody says anything, like when I was living in Montana or South Dakota, like I heard about like Native women, they were just killed. Nobody complained. There was nothing. Maybe there was an article in the newspaper once in a while, but like if nobody cares, stuff is just going to keep happening. And something so horrible as people being murdered. And that's what I think has been happening the past couple of years, is that it's like there's a depopulation agenda. And, I don't know. I mean, Colorado is known as the CIA hub, and it is clear the CIA and the FBI, there's all this corruption. And, I mean, it seems like a good place to start destruction or something like that. But my point is that the standards, the integrity that we had 10, I don't even know if we had integrity 10 years ago, but the integrity that we have taken for granted is we're on fumes right now. There's very little integrity because there's no accountability. There's no transparency. Everything is about political correctness. Everything is about virtue signaling. It's not about deliverables. People will just, make excuses. So that's why I don't think it's good to have really tricky, questionable stuff. Like we don't even know what the past 2 years was about. I mean, I think I know, but the people who are claiming to be the science, who know the science, the real science, if they don't even know, if they don't even know that what, like, when I was a kid, I heard that viruses were not alive. But people are now trying to say viruses are alive and that somehow like this inert object, this like, you know, this is a virus and it's not alive, but somehow it's going to grow inside of I mean, it's absolute such a cognitive dissonance. And so uh if people do not even have the common sense of cause and effect that a toddler would, and then they're running a lab, um, they're in this magical thinking. They're in this delusion, and unfortunately, when they're playing with fire, like people could be harmed. And I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just supposed to be the end of the world, and this is how it goes. But so, I mean, I support expansion. I don't. I think it should be um, done above board. I don't think, like for instance, the I think the sound issue should be addressed. I don't think homeowners should be tortured so that, let's say, a university can buy them out. Um, Probably it's very. I mean, that's just how things are in this situation right now. Um, Yeah, and who trusts the NIH? Who trusts this so-called science anymore? This weird thing. I mean, and it's all, people are just like, I want the money, I want the easy money. So they're like, yeah, let me accept this NIH grant, this, and the thing is, they're not more. Um, I mean, that's just how it goes. And where is this money going? So, anyways, just wanted to share some thoughts. And yeah, what do you guys think, of the science? And um, do we need to have more of these weird labs? And, um, do you trust that people will actually do their jobs? So, thanks for watching. God bless.